Hi guys, it's BB. Welcome back to my channel, my beautiful monarch butterflies. I hope that all of you are having a lovely day. Alright, so in today's video, we are doing the hashtag vintage sewing pattern challenge. Just in case y'all have not heard of this challenge, I would suggest that y'all check it out for yourselves. We are on week 3, so just go ahead and help yourself to the hashtag. And we did, on week 1, we did vintage themed. The second week we did fall, and now we are doing September 18th. I hope this video uploads fairly quickly. I still don't know what I'm going to create, but let's go ahead and jump into it. Also, there is a playlist on my channel as well as my friend Kara's channel, and just go ahead and click on that and it'll take you to all the videos for your viewing pleasure. Let's go ahead and jump into it, because today's week we are doing sewing, stitchery, anything with fashion or sewing notions, and I hope that I can do this justice, so let's get into it. Hi guys, so just wanted to come on here with a voiceover just to save us some time. As you can see, I've got some sweet little images here, some printables and some from Tim Holtz. So I'm gonna be taking my sewing pattern and creating my first project. These cute little printables are from my friend Jovi over at Creating with Jovi. You can find them on her Etsy in her collection and with an E. I went in with a little bit of a masterboard that I had created. I did not show it on video. These are some of the cute printables, and I thought they went really good with the sewing theme, so we're going to use those ones. And I'm just going to cut down a little piece of the masterboard remnant that I had left over from the previous projects. And I did not know what I was creating here, but it kind of came together as a pocket. And so here I've taken a little bit of curtain and as well as my sewing pattern, and I'm just going to collage it on there. And you can kind of see that I'm just auditioning some of these pieces, and it slowly will come together. And here is when I find out that I've got this little plaid dress. I go ahead and fussy cut that out. I pre-prepped all the little goodies that I was going to use for this video prior to me recording, so if you kind of see little things all around my desk and you're like, wow, what a coincidence, it's not. I did pull those out before so that I would be a little bit more prepared. And so here you can see that this dress has puffy sleeves because the journal that I am creating the ephemera for, the character Anne loves dresses with puffy sleeves, and so I thought it would go perfectly. And so here I'm just aligning it, and I do want to mention that somewhere along this piece of footage it gets lost on me, and I have no idea what happened to it, and then it just automatically skips to the next scene, which is here, which I'll kind of break it down for y'all the best that I can. I actually found some measuring tape while on one of my walks with Paul, and then that little Believe fabric that was stamped on was given to me in some Happy Mail. And I wanted the word believe to stand out, so I went ahead and I stitched around it, and I think it looked so cute. And I also distressed the edges. And then here I am going to be creating like a small coin envelope, and I got this from a book and it was gifted to me. So here I am just trying to get it where the paper can flap over one another. I lose footage on this one as well. I have no idea why. But here I just fold like an inch fold into the envelope. And since some of that footage got lost, I'll try to do my best to explain. So if you remember, I did a 1-inch fold at the bottom of the coin envelope, but at the top I would say possibly go for 2 inches in with the fold. And then you will end up cutting into an angle where the corners meet, just like you're seeing me do here. If that doesn't make any sense, my apologies. I will try to attach a video that explains it better down below. And here now I'm just going to go ahead and glue it in. I'm going to commit to it, and just applying glue to the edges and the bottom of the envelope, leaving the top open. And then we can put in some cuties later. And here's what it looks like. I love how that little window is right in the center of it. And then here I'm just going to go in with my sewing pattern, some Tim Holtz, and also some ephemera that I picked up from Shein. And again, just auditioning some pieces. I think this looks good, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that right on there. And one of the characters in the book kind of gave me an idea of like maybe this is how she would have looked like for the journal, so this character fit perfectly with the storyline. And then here I wanted to see if I could attach a label sticker, but you'll see that I don't end up using it and I opt for something else. I do believe that I go in with the measuring tape once again, and I think it looks so cute. So here, measuring tapes are double-sided, and I quite liked the way it looked on the other side, which you'll see me in a little bit, and that's what I end up gluing down. Also, if you're looking for sewing, I would suggest that you do the sewing prior to gluing the back of the envelope. So I regret that here with the measuring tape because it is not made of paper, and I feel like at some point it might lift a little bit, but this glue is really good, so here's hoping that it stays. And so here I'm just going to go ahead and clear off my desk a little bit because it is entirely too cluttered. And here is what we have. Let's move on to our next project, which is going to be, I guess, like a notice of some sort. I was gifted these by my friend Kara over at Paper Confessions. And in order to mute that pink a little bit more, I'm going to use the sewing pattern. And I love the wording on here, so I kind of just decoupage that on there. I trim around it very messily. I kind of like the messy look. It just adds a cute little scruffiness to the ephemera. And so here I am searching for something sewing themed, and I came across these scissors, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out, and at some point I will glue it down. But I want to have at least 3 pieces to finish off this ephemera, so we have 2 pieces here now, and I will later look for the 3rd one, but I'm gonna go ahead and commit to these 2 cuties. So in case you are wondering, this little spool came off of a booklet with tiny ephemera from Shein as well, and then the little scissors, they came off of a piece of ephemera that I got from Temu, also a booklet. And then here I went in with a little vellum sheet that has a advertisement for a sewing machine. And here I am going in with some vintage wallpaper. I love the reds that kind of go with the spool as well with the vellum. And I'm just gonna adhere it to a little bit of the corner there. And then I instantly regret it. I couldn't take it off, so I was like, I'm gonna add another piece. These stickers were gifted to me from my friend MJ over at My Paper Journey. And I thought this was gonna add like fake texture to it with a fake clip. And in the end, I like the way that it looks. I also had recorded some footage of me sewing around this ephemera. I have no idea where that went as well, so we're just going to keep pushing forward. And I attached vintage ledger from the 1930s onto the back of it with some glue, and then of course I go in with the sewing that is not featured in this video, but it physically did happen. And I think this just adds to the vintage look. I think I could have left it as is, but I wanted it to have a little bit more sturdiness, so that's why I did that. So here I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that out, and then I go in with some more of Jovi's Printables, which is that cute little dress you see to the right there. I had already fussy cut that in advance, and then here I'm just gonna go ahead and glue it down. And then I go in with the sewing that does not appear in this video, so you'll just have to take my word for it. And then before I go in with the stitching, Apparently I'm adding one more thing, some more measuring tape to the bottom of this ephemera, and I think it pulled it in together, don't y'all think? So I was favoring the side that y'all see me gluing on, so I was like, okay, time to switch it up, and I went for the bigger numbers on this piece of ephemera. One of the things that I noticed throughout this journey of like playing with vintage sewing patterns, I noticed that my ephemera turned out to look very shabby chic without even trying. But I was like, okay, well, I'll just go with the flow. And so here I have taken a little bit of scrapbooking paper, which is double-sided, and I left maybe a little over an inch at the top. And I found some of these papers from a thrift store with all the writing, and that I believe was from the no, you know what? It was so old it didn't even have a date, now that I remember. And look at that cute arrow. I think it looks so adorable with all the writing, all that detail. I wanted to keep that, it aligned so cute with the pocket. And initially I wanted this pocket to be sewn straight down the middle so that it would make two pockets, but I kind of just kept it as one big pocket. So my camera doesn't do a very good job of showing that there is a lady in this picture. She's at a sewing machine, so I went ahead and I zoomed in just a little bit so you guys can see her. And then I love the torn edge that the ruler gives, so I went ahead and just very messily cut her out, and then I go in with my Tim Holtz Distress ink and daub all the way around it. My boop boop boops. Couldn't think of the word the last video, so I just called it boop boop boops. And then here I'm going in with some glue, and then I had a little bit of what looked like a label from the same paper where the lady was sitting sewing, so I kept that remnant and I attached it to the top closest to the pink flowers, just because that red popped beautifully with those flowers. And then again, I'm going in with my measuring tape and some ephemera that my friend Felicia over at FP Handmade gave me. And then my glue spews out a lot of glue from time to time, so I just go in with my fingers and don't waste any of it. So I wanted to add a little bit more cuteness to this pocket. I do go in with some stitching, which I will explain I do mess up on, and I will try to do my best at explaining that in the video. I do want to top stitch the top of the pocket, and you can see me doing that here. And what I should have done was sew over the tape measure, and I completely forget. And here I just go straight into sewing the pocket down. And around this time, just as I'm finishing up at the edge of the pocket there, I remember right there. I was like, oops, I didn't sew the tape measure, but it was already too far gone. There was no way of keeping it stitched there. So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep going with it. And I just hope that it stays. I think that it will, because that glue's really good. And so here I just finish off the pocket. And I'm in love with this stitching pattern. I don't know what it's called, but I love how messy it is. So next up, we are gonna do what I think is called like a snippet, not a roll, but like a snippet piece. So I go in with that vintage ledger from the 1930s, and I love the writing on it. And so here, this kind of just came together with all the pieces that were on my desk. This was not planned out at all, and it just kind of came together nicely. And so I'm going to add the strip of that vintage sewing pattern there, and I just start adding pieces to it, and I just think it looks adorable. So I'm going to go ahead and just let y'all watch for yourselves, because there's not really much to explain here except me piecing and gluing and so forth. Just kidding, I'm gonna do some more talking because there's a few little details that I forgot to mention. I want to thank Kara for hosting with me on this collaboration, and also for all the ladies that have joined in. It made me so happy to see y'all hopping in. And if y'all do join, use the hashtag, tag me and Kara, so that we are able to find your video, and then we can attach you to the playlist so that when people do click on it and they want to find some crafty inspiration, they are able to watch your video all under that playlist. Like, how neat is that? And also Jovi, again, I say it in every single video for this whole month of September. I want to thank her for letting me be part of her design team. I think this has got to be like one of my favorite digitals that I have worked with, and currently still working on the cover. I hope that comes together quickly because I'm having a little bit of trouble with it, but I guess we'll have to wait and see till the end, right? Once this journal's finished. And these pieces are going to look so gorgeous with the journal. I know they are. If not, if I don't use it with this one, I will most definitely use it on the next journal. Also, please let me know which one of these was your favorite. And of course, once this one is done, I'm gonna do some messy stitching because I am just in love and obsessed with messy stitching. Oh, and that vellum sheet, it is a lady also on the sewing machine, but the vellum paper is so faint you can't even see it, and there's no way to show y'all because even in person it was kind of difficult to see, but just take my word for it. So nearing the end of this video, just to top off this little snippet piece, I wanted to attach some lace in the back, and then I stitch over it so that it doesn't go anywhere. Oh, and then I also forgot to mention that I don't show it here in the video, but I do add some washi tape, and unfortunately I didn't film that for you guys, but it's there. You'll see it at the end whenever I'm doing like a little montage. And what do you guys think? Did the lace add some beauty to it? Because I think it did. I think it's so adorable. And here I'm just gonna go in with the messy stitching. So super cute. I love it. I want to thank you guys so much for having taken the time to watch my video, for spending time with me, and hopefully you got some crafty inspiration. Be sure to check out the other collaborators that have used the hashtag, and yeah, see what you find in one of their videos that, you know, gets all your creative juices flowing. Please, please, please don't forget to come back on September the 25th because we are going to be doing Halloween, and I'm super excited. I think it's going to be so cute, and it is an open collab, so jump in, have fun with us. Looking forward to seeing all of y'all's videos. But that's gonna wrap it up for me, you guys. I hope y'all have a lovely rest of y'all's day. Y'all please take care, and I will let the video finish rolling out for you guys. Bye.